say I saw Radiohead play in Ireland in Punchestown racecourse about 4 or 5, maybe even more. It might have been 6 or 7 years ago, and I think I was just at that stage where I was getting to the decision that I wanted to play music for my life, you know, and I suppose I must have been about 17, 18, and I knew I loved music, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to do it for my career. Like, even though I think I knew deep down that's what I would love to do, but just seeing that gig and how good they are live, and Radiohead are one of my favourite bands ever, you know, and just seeing them, we got up really close to the front and just hearing how amazing it was. I remember just thinking after it, going, God, if I could only do that, you know, that's. So I think the best gigs are when you come back and it inspires you yourself to want to be creative, you know. And I think the best music is that way as well. You listen to a really good song and it makes you want to write a song. I think that's the sign of a good song, when you go, oh yeah, that's good, and you want to write stuff. So seeing Radiohead in Punchestown, I'd say, yeah, about 7 years ago was probably the best show ever. Yeah.
I always was into music. I played guitar since I was kind of 13, 14, and I always planned this was what I was going to do, but I had no idea how to do it. But I met the other 3 guys, they were all in school together. I met them on a holiday, and basically they asked me to join, and there was no decision. I was like, yeah, of course. Like, so I was delighted. Yeah, it wasn't. It was always something I wanted to do, and they gave me an outlet to do it.
So grab your guns and all the things you think you'll need. We're the chosen ones, and we'll use all the force of this machine to take them on and make us strong. Oh, I can feel it on the hell. We should be organized.
Our aim is to play our music to as many people as we can, you know, and it's sort of out of our hands if they like it or not. And you know, as I say, we only make music for ourselves, you know, and music that we like and we think we can make, and hopefully other people will like it. But whatever way we can, whatever media that is there to get our music out, can only be helpful, you know, and things like YouTube and all that sort of stuff really helps, and it's great to get your music out. And as I say, we have ambition to play our music to as many people as we can, you know, and hopefully they'll like it and buy our albums and stuff. Yeah. So again, yeah, we just want to spread the Corona's word. I think there's a certain passion about Irish people and Irish music, and there's a certain emotion connected to it, and I think people react to that. I think Irish people are quite honest, and they're not afraid to you know, display their feelings, you know, and in music as well, and we have had such a history of successful people in general. It's just amazing. And you know, we look at bands like U2, and they're just four normal guys from Dublin just like us, and they were just a band and they played together, and the next thing now they're the biggest band in the world, you know. And we look at bands like that and really get inspired, you know, and the likes of Snow Patrol and the Frames and all these bands that have come before us and are doing really well, Damien Rice, and the list just goes on and on. But we definitely, it's great to have that there, because you see, oh well, they can do it, so maybe we can too, you know, and it gives you that belief. And I think the music scene in Ireland is great, you know, and you can go out any night of the week and see good music, like, you know, and I think that only makes you better, because you have to stand out from all the other good bands, and you have to push on that little bit further, and hopefully we've gotten to that stage now where we are. we have some sort of some common influences of all four of us, you know, where we all bands that we all like, the likes of the Beatles, as you say, and the Kinks and Fleetwood Mac, and you know, bands like this that are just amazing and have sort of led the way and changed the way songwriters look at rock and pop music, you know, and so it's great that we have some of them common influences that we all can agree on, and that are just have had a big effect on all of us. And then as well as that, though, we have some, you know, different influences as well. Like there'll be some bands that I would like that the other guys wouldn't like, and everyone has their own different thing that they're into as well. And I think that's important as well, because if you all like the same bands, you're just going to sort of sound like them, you know. But like Dave likes some music that I wouldn't like, but the bit that he takes into their band mixed with whatever else. And I think it was Noel Gallagher who said, if you take enough stuff from different parts and put it all together, it's going to make something new anyway. So I think that's what we like to do, and it's great that we have different influences as well as some common ones. My all-time favourite band has got to be the Beatles. It's got to be the Beatles. Yeah, they just every album is just, and the way they progress through their albums as well. You know, I wish I was around when they released it. You know, I wish I was alive when they came out their albums. But even just comparing the way the albums have gone and just see how they progress, and as I say, the influence that they have had on pop and rock music is just, like, I think the whole rock music scene would be totally different if it wasn't for the Beatles, you know, and in every type, every shape, and yeah, it's just, I love their melodies, I love their songs, and it's probably the band that I listen to the most. Like even now, like I'll just go back and put on Revolver or put on Abbey Road and just be happy, you know. This is perfection, like. Maybe Sgt. Pepper's for me. Sgt. Pepper's was a great album, and Abbey Road as well. I mean, they're all great. You know, I think I'd say like Revolver was one of the first albums that I ever bought. Or yeah, I think my parents, who are big into music as well, they gave it to me. They gave me Revolver, and they gave me Neil Young, Harvest. And there's two albums I was just like, wow, because I'd say before that I was listening to the radio and pop music, and I must have been about, I'd say 10 or 11, and my parents gave me these two albums, and I was just like, wow, this is how it's done, you know. And so yeah, you can pick any Beatles album, and they'll be all my top 10 anyway.
What's my favourite band? I don't know, it kind of changes as you say, but besides, like, the Beatles and Led Zeppelin would be kind of two bands that I think are, in my opinion, like the best bands ever. Probably the Beatles would be the best band ever, but then Led Zeppelin, because they're so blues rock and just so much energy, and just I would love to be in a room where they're kind of coming up with one of their songs, and just like, I'd say I'd just be knocked out by how good they all are. But my favourite band would probably be the Stone Roses. They're an English band from Manchester, and even though I don't particularly like Ian Brown that much, but the guitarist John Squire, just the style that he has, I think is, I don't know, yeah, probably the Stone Roses. I think the two albums that they recorded, even though I don't think they're the two best albums in the world ever, but there's just something about them. I love the style of it, and I love what they tried to do, and I love the songs, and so yeah, it's probably the Stone Roses I'll go with.